have a package. And you can tell that it's Mattel. So let's just get to the unboxing. It's been in my house for over a week. Probably a little bit longer, maybe even 2 weeks. It's been in my house a long time. I have no concept of time, but it's been here a long time. So we're going to be unboxing it finally. I am so excited. Hi, I'm Ryn, and welcome to Ryn.the.Dragon. We're collecting specialty dolls. Social media linked down below. Let's get to the unboxing. I've had this in my house a long time, as I've said. And it is the Monster High Mummy Majesties doll 2-pack. Now, we always have to go into a little bit of a ramble, so let me just get into it. I love Nefera. Cleo is one of my favorite, character designs because I love Egypt and, the Mummy, the movies. I grew up watching the movies, and so I just have a love for Egypt, and that, so seeing her, and every time I see her, I'm like, oh my gosh, I love your character design. You're so beautiful. You're so fabulous. And the fact that she has a sister is just everything to me. And kind of my own headcanon. I don't know if this is actually accurate because I don't keep up with all the lore and stuff. But in my own headcanon, the Mummy, Imhotep, that's her dad. And kind of Moon is her mom. That's just my headcanon thing. And so seeing that they had kids, especially when you watch the second one and you kind of see her being reincarnated, Moon reincarnated, and them their love, and even though it wasn't as strong as the main characters, and she did end up abandoning him, and they both ended up dying, and it was very tragic. In the headcanon, that's not what happens, okay? In the headcanon, they end up together and they're beautiful and they take over Egypt and they have 2 kids. That's what the headcanon is saying. And so we are going to be unboxing this because that is... And so I've wanted, Nefera. I've been when I started getting back, when I started my whole collecting thing, I wanted a Nefera and I wanted a Cleo. I now have the pre-productions of Cleo, and I'm staring at her right now because I love her, and she's sitting right there. But I kept looking for a Nefera, and looking for a Nefera, and looking for a Nefera. Nefera secondhand is expensive. This 2-pack is cheaper than getting an OG out of the box. Sometimes having one leg on her body Nefera, which is insane to me. Then I now have a Nefera in this box, and it was cheaper. I actually have 2 dolls that are cheaper than getting her secondhand, and it's crazy. And I'm just when it came up for pre-order, I was in September. I was we're breaking the ban. I do break the ban for specifically new Monster High releases. Broke the ban to get them, and I actually got them from the Monster High, the Mattel website. I didn't get it from Amazon because I didn't see it on the Amazon yet until after already, and I was but with Mattel, they take the money out immediately, which actually was probably better for me than take it out when it ships, because I'm trying to get some other dolls in this time, so it's just it was probably better for it to go like that. But we got them, and I'm going to be unboxing them now. I don't know if they're coming out of the box just yet. I don't know. We have to see. I don't know, because I do think I like the box. gosh. I'm so excited. I can't believe I have them now. They've been like, I don't think they were teased like months ago, and they said they were coming out in July, I think. It was like rumored they were coming out in July. And so, of course, I was like waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And then the SD, CCC, ABC, Guya came out. And so I was like, when are they coming out? They didn't come out till September, and something else was going to come out in September. So I was just like, when? The math isn't mathing. But I got my hands on it. And of course, they're beautiful. And this box is stunning. You know, they have a doll like 2-pack that I will never own because of how much people are reselling it for. And that is the like Cleo and Guya SDCB ABC one, and it's like almost $1,000, and I'm just like, never. It could not be me, never. Sorry, but these two with the Egypt in the background and like Mummy Majesties, like they're beautiful. Now they retail for $60. And I think they're still for pre-order on Amazon. I don't know if they're sold out on, I'm filming this before they've actually released on Amazon, because I got mine from Mattel. I don't know if they shipped out, because I think when I looked, they still say pre-order. I don't know when this video is coming out, so just take all this information with a grain of salt, because I'm filming this in October. But they were $60, so each doll was $30. And so like, when you think about like price points, Monster High dolls are usually $25 unless they are in like a multi-pack thing where they come with a bunch of accessories and stuff. So I think people were kind of like disappointed with it when they were like, they aren't in like the most glamorous of outfits. Personally, I really like their outfits. But they kind of wanted it to be, I think they wanted it to be more on the lines of not necessarily Vampire Heart Draculaura, but closer to that. And for the price point, they're literally only $5 more per doll than their typical dolls that they sell. So for the price, I think it's a good price, and it's a fair price for what we actually get. And so we have Cleo over here and Nefera, and the statues and everything. It's beautiful. And then looking at the back, they are stunning, and they do have like very nice details added to them for what you get. And I'm actually going to read the back of the box before we open them up, which I never really do because I tend to forget. So to prevent us from forgetting, we're going to open them up. Read it first. It's a new dawn for the Denial dynasty. Cleo and Nefera have been royal rivals for eternity, but after 5,856 years, give or take a few, it's time to call it a wrap and rule together in style. I love that. After all, sisterly arguments are so last millennia. Hot heiresses to the max, both siblings serve radiance with a side of venom and golden crowns, serpentine accessories, and mummy fringe. Reunited and stronger than ever, this pharaoh fam has never looked so glam. Which I like that they've put their disputes aside. Siblings do argue. I have siblings myself and we argue, but we do come together at the end of the day and we love each other. And so the fact that these two have put their differences aside, especially from like the movies, it's good to see. And I like that they're really together. And that's amazing. Now, we're of course going to open this up. Again, don't know if I'm gonna keep them out of the box or not. I'm on the fence because I love the box and Egypt, and it has such a great Egypt background that I'm just like, okay. Now with these, They actually do come with a certificate of authenticity, which is very interesting. I wonder why these two come with an authenticity paper, but the SDCDC ones don't. Because I have no memory of them having it. And they're the SDCC ones, whatever you want to call them, the Comic-Con ones, they cost more. And you get one doll, typically. The older ones, I had two, but since then they've only had like one each release since I've actually been buying them, which is since last year, so I have two. So it's very interesting that those don't have the authenticity papers like these do. At least from my memory. I know Cleo didn't. And I don't remember Dracula having one. But we have this. They are beautiful. They have like the... One thing that I never really like is asymmetrical things. So they have like the mummy wraps on one arm and it's not on the other arm. Which would be like my one real complaint. That's my one complaint. Is I just like whenever someone has like a one shoulder thing, like it's not their one bare shoulder. I don't really like that. I like balance. You know, I like balance, and so it just feels off that there's only one. But that's just a personal opinion. That's a personal thing. They do have like. And they do have this asymmetrical for the shoes. The shoes I don't mind as much. I do kind of, but it's just really up here with the arms. It just feels weird. But one shoe has the snake on it and one does not. And then hers has two king cobras. At least I think that's king cobras. We'll go with king cobra. And then she has a little scarab headpiece. And she has king cobras crowns, and they look so good. I love Nefera's eyes. They're purple. I didn't know that they were purple. And so it's just like this. I love Cleo's design. I love like her. She has the flowing, the skirt that kind of like hangs down. What? Seeing something very interesting here. Oh, it's just locked away in her hair. I was like very like, much like, I see this and I was wondering where this part is, and because her hair is like locked away, this part is also locked away with it because you can't see it when she's in the box. If I were to ever take them out of the box, they would probably be on a shelf in this display. I probably wouldn't throw this display away because I do like that they're ruling together in Egypt. You know, sisters. I also really like that there is a older sister body where she's taller than her younger sister, and that there's technically 3 different body heights, doll heights. There is like older sister, then there's her, and this is like the average doll, and then there's like the Halloween body size. And there's technically the G2 body size, which makes like a 4th one, technically a 5th one in G2, where they're like the small younger sister siblings, but those are not like the typical ones. It is typically like in G1 anyway, there's this height, and then the Halloween's height. And so I really like that they did that to differentiate the different ages of the siblings, even though it's like she's out of high school, she's in high school, and so it's just very nice that they have the different like heights going on. I think it's another reason why I wanted like Nefera, because she is like the older sister and she's taller. And so I kind of want to do a height comparison with a doll that I have in my collection. So I have Marisol here, and she is a giant. Lovingly, she is a giant. She is not actually a giant. There actually is an actual giant, but she is really tall. And she is slightly taller than Mistress Bloodgood, so I just want to see if she is taller than her. So, just gonna kind of... So we get the height comparison. I think they're about the same height, actually. And she actually is kind of... Nefera's kind of floating. So we'll just try to make them as leveled as possible, because they're not actually touching the bottom of the box. So that does add something to it. No, she's still taller. Slightly taller. I'm like, oh, when she's on... Even I think she's on the ground, she's like taller. Yeah, Marisol is taller. Again, I would say that Nefera is about the same height as Mistress Bloodgood. I would say that. They're about the same height. And they come with bags. At least I'm assuming they're bags. I think they open up and stuff. So Nefera's is purple. And Cleo's is like her tealy blue color. And I think they're so beautiful. I also love Bob's. And her having like, it's not asymmetrical, but like high low like bob, where the back is shorter than the front. I don't know what that's called. I didn't study hair in school. But the fact that she has that high-low look, I love it. I have another Cleo with Bob, and I just think they look so beautiful. And she has like gold in her hair. Both of them have gold in their hair. But she has teal hair. She has mostly all black hair, and then some gold on... Again, it's asymmetrically, but I don't hate it in the hair when it's asymmetrical, because it's only like a few gold strands in it. And her hair, her specifically is gelled down. Like there's no individual hairs. It's just like one bit to keep it very neat, which I don't hate, because I tend to not wash their hair immediately anyway. I don't plan on any... To wash their hair, you kind of have to take off their head pieces, and then you never go back on the way they're supposed to, so you have to like find some other ways to keep it on their head. So I don't hate that it's slicked down so perfectly, because I don't plan on washing their hair, especially anytime soon. So very nice. And they do have printed on designs on their dresses. I don't hate that. Again, each doll by themselves is $30. So this is on par with a $30 doll, in my opinion. And they do come with stands, you know. So for the pricing, you do get like this gold detail like on them. Each of them have like a little... I'm gonna use the word chainmail. It's not chainmail, but it's either that or like a breastplate, or I'm thinking very medieval, but it's along those lines. Corset, but it's not a corset at all. Any of those words would suffice for what I'm trying to say. They do have like a plastic piece that lies over from their neck down, and hers is more of a shoulder pad. Not shoulder pad. Shoulder armor. We'll just stick with the medieval time theming. And hers is more of like a breastplate chainmail design. And honestly, I love it. She does have, like, Nefera does have her long hair, and you can see the gold streaking through it. And The arm wraps, again, my only complaint is that there's only one for each doll. That's my one complaint, that there's not two. Like, if I was, I don't want to say, if I was rolling in dough, we'll say it like that. If I was rolling in dough, I could totally see myself buying a second set. This is going into crazy territory. Buying a second set and just taking their little arm wraps, when I take them out of the box, and just, putting the other one on. If I was rolling in dough, or if someone was selling them separately, I could see myself, if I'm not rolling in dough, buying them separately. But if I was rolling in dough, I'd completely buy them and then take them off and put them on. I could see myself doing that if I was rolling in dough, because the asymmetrical thing is not a favorite of mine. I would have preferred both of them. They had two, but I'm not mad at the one. It's just, I wish there was two. I don't know if everyone has the same thing about asymmetrical thing, because I always have a thing about the one cold shoulder, because I wouldn't want one shoulder to be cold the whole time, or some people, there's a dress and it's one whole arm is out and one whole arm is covered, and I'm like, I would wear a jacket with it if I had to wear that, because I don't like the asymmetrical thing. I can understand if there's a off shoulder moment, but you still have the whole sleeve thing, I guess. But I like the balance better of both of them matching. And so that's just a personal thing that I just think about. But the details on them is nice. I think the background is what really gets me, because it has so many, it has a little coffin shaped tile, and it has it looks so majestic. It looks like ancient Egypt, and it's one of my favorite things. The mummy really did it for me. So whenever I see them, I'm just yes. Another thing that I find interesting, one thing I actually liked about G2 Cleo is that she did have some molded on wrappings, and I really would have liked if this one in particular had it, especially because you have the asymmetrical thing going. If this leg had the wrappings on it, and that's why there's no wrapping on there's asymmetrical on it. This leg had the wrappings versus this one, and this arm had the wrappings because of this wrapping on it, kind of thing. And that's one thing I think would have elevated it to me personally, because there is some asymmetry. Just having this side being the wrapped and this side being the wrapped, it would kind of make more sense to me on why it's not symmetrical. And then the same with her. Hers, she does have matching shoes, but I think it still would have been cool if she had, if it not down here, if her thigh had a bit of wrapping on it, molded on wrapping, and then this arm had the wrapping. If they had those two things, I wouldn't feel too compelled to wish I had more money to buy a second set so I can have them be more symmetrical, because it would make sense on why they didn't have two sets on. That's just a personal thing, addition I would have added myself, but I don't work for Mattel, especially in the Monster High department, so that's just me. But I think that would have really brought it up to explain the asymmetry, especially since that's not my favorite thing. But we have them here, and I love them. I haven't done a ton when it comes down to just taking dolls out of boxes, But one, I like the boxes, and two, I haven't put up shelves. When I sprained my ankle, it kind of delayed everything else because I had plans. And so, not totally at 100%, but I am doing way better. And it's been like a month and some change. But because of that, I'm just haven't like stood up long enough to. I want to like redo my walls so I can figure out where shelves are going and stuff. So there's just been a lot, and I need to figure stuff out. But I do want these guys out of the box because they aren't terribly expensive, you know, especially considering there's two of them, you know. And so I do want them out of the box sooner rather than later because they're not expensive in the grand scheme of things. And the ones that I tend to have in boxes were $75 or more, but for one doll, because I do have like these two, and these two cost $30 more than these two, and that's why they're still technically in the box, even though the plastic's not on them. And so I do want these out sooner rather than later, but as of right now, they are not coming out of this box. I just want to be able to display them with the box still intact. And so, yeah. But for now, we're going to put them back in the box. They're like the Mummy, Majesties, and I love their little skeletts. Oh, I was like, their skeletts are the same. They're not. Hers has a little bit more details in the wrapping, which differentiates the two. And I love that. Oh, that's cool. This was a nice one. Oh, I didn't even point that out with the purses. The handles of the purses are, of course, shaped like snakes. This one kind of looks like a reed. This one is a snake and a tail. The tail and the snake's head. And this one is two snake heads. This certifies that your Monster High and Mummy Majesties dolls materialized through the collaboration efforts of designers at Mattel. And so, whenever they do authenticity papers for dolls, I kind of expect there to be like a number on them, but they make so many, I don't think they actually keep track of. They know how many they have sold and stuff, but they don't have the numbers printed on like they do, like Disney does. But that's cool. I'm gonna put these guys away. I think 2-packs are really cool, especially when they are a good price. This was a good price for a 2-pack, especially when you had to spend $90 for those 2-pack. Totally worth it. But getting a $60 2-pack where the box doesn't look like it was like just two average doll prices, a little bit more expensive, but very good. And it comes with a authenticity paper, which I don't really do anything with, but it's still nice to have for this price point, especially when you get two dolls in it, because I think collectors start at, some of them are $65. I don't tend to buy those ones, but the $65 ones starting point, and this is just like two, and it was 65. This is 60, so it's a good deal. I think it's a really, like, the box is nice, the dolls are nice. I really like them. I'm not mad at this at all. Gotta say, if they do more things like they do, like, oh my gosh, I'm going off topic, but if they do like the Howleen and Claudine in a 2-pack like this, They're gonna be cooking. They're gonna be doing some cooking, I swear. Because for the same price point, I would snatch it up so fast. If they did it with Claudia and Claudine, that would be a very fun one too. Because there's only been one other there's only been one Claudia doll. I really like this 2-pack, and I hope they do more 2-packs with different dolls. Like the sister one, I either want Claudine and Howleen, or Claudia and Claudine, or even Claudia, Claudine, and Howleen. Do a trio pack. I would buy it. I would buy it. I want it so bad now. And so doing a 3-pack of the three sisters like this, it would be amazing. I'm going off topic. I really love these dolls, and let me know what you think. That is all for today's video. I'm gonna let you go. My phone's dying, so I gotta go before it cuts off completely. But I hope you enjoyed today's video, and until next time, bye!